What's up guys, in this video we're off to our laundromat location to deal with another problem with our vending machine. Make sure you guys watch all the way to the end of the video. Enjoy the show. What's up guys, it's Matt with Galaxy Games 843 back with another vending collection video, but before we get into the vending collection, we got a problem we need to address. So taking a look at this machine, I did know that there weren't any sales about the last couple days, and this is as I was coming back from my travels. So we did lose out on some sales, but at the same time too, we had some really bad cold and kind of rainy weather. So sales were already down at this location for this week. So anyway, I noticed that there was no sales for the past couple days in my Nayax credit card reader app. So I figured it was time to come down to the machine, check it out, see what was happening. Looking inside, not a lot of sales have happened. I see Coke is kind of low, but I see the dollar bill acceptors flashing lights, the coin mech is flashing, and there was also that dot flashing on the outside of the machine as well. You can see there's some coins jammed there in the mech, so we definitely need to get that cleared, and I thought that was going to just be my issue. You can see they all fell kind of down to the tubes there, so I got to make sure they go into the right tubes. Don't know how that happened or why that happened, so let's go ahead and put those in the tubes properly. Then we're going to start to research what the heck's going on with this machine. So, like I said, there was a little dot flashing on the external display, which usually means like a jammed column or something like that. You can see the dollar bill acceptor is flashing 2 flashes, which means that it is basically disconnected from the coin mechanism. So the coin mechanism is telling it that there's a problem, not to accept dollars is what that means. So now that I cleared the coin gem, I'm going to try to do a quick power cycle. I've got my little power box here that's locked, because if we don't lock this, people will unplug the machine, they'll plug their phones in to try and charge their phones, you know, as you can imagine. So that's just how that works. So we need to keep a lock box on there. So I'm going to go ahead and power cycle the machine just by unplugging it, plugging it back in. I'll lock the box back up, and then let's get and figure out what the heck's going on with this machine. So while that boots back up, I do see the coin mech is good now. The dollar bill acceptor is showing a single light, so that means it's working. It's ready to go. But you see our display there? It's saying sold out. It's saying everything is sold out, which is really weird because obviously you can see inside the machine, only Coke is low, so nothing is really sold out. So now what we're going to do, we're going to try and do some tests. We're going to try and figure out what the heck's the problem. And it's so funny because as I progress through this video, you'll realize that I'm kind of being dumb because I've had this problem before, but I'm just not realizing it. So I know exactly what I need to do to fix it, but I just don't realize it at this point in the video yet. So we'll get it more into that. We'll talk about the previous video that we talked about and all that good stuff. But right now I'm just doing some analytical stuff, trying to figure out what the heck's going on. You can see the dollar bill acceptor is flashing again, so that's not a good sign. And putting the machine into basically the maintenance mode, it's going to, tell me some jammed column errors, things like that. It's saying looks like all the columns are jammed, which again, if you remember our previous video, we had this problem before, but I'm still not realizing it at this point in the video. So again, at this point, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I just came back from traveling for 2 weeks, so my mind was cloudy when it came to vending, all that good stuff. It's been a little bit hard for me to get back into it and get back into the swing of things, and I just wasn't thinking when I came to visit this machine. I assumed that there was going to be a coin jam. I cleared the coin jam and all would be good, but unfortunately that is not the case. Now see, I've got the tubes pulled out, so you can see the coin mech is flashing again. When I put the tubes back in, the coin mech's good. So I don't know why I'm looking at the coin mech at this point when I'm getting jammed column errors. So I know there's some sort of issue with the columns, but are all columns jammed? Definitely not. Anyway, again, I'm going to just kind of, like I said, move things around, check things around. Ultimately, I am going to take off the cover for the motors and check those. I'm checking to see if there's any loose membranes or anything like that back there. Again, I've had different issues with this machine in the past, and sometimes they require different fixes. So let's close up the machine. Let's see if I still get any errors. Let's check things around. Again, I'm a little cloudy right now, so I'm not remembering what's what. I'm pressing that door switch button to see if the motor's home or if they make any sounds. And I'm not hearing any sounds or anything, which is another thing that could be a problem. I don't know. So with that said, while we're kind of checking some things around, let's talk about a few things. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you guys for continuing to come back to the channel. As you know, I was traveling for 2 weeks. Now I'm back in the studio, back in South Carolina, back to making regular content. So again, thank you guys so much for watching the videos. All right, so I've got the motor cover taken off, and I'm looking at the different motors, and what I'm looking for is, are any of the motors, are the switches not in the little keys in those camshafts, whatever they're called. And in column 1 there, the switch is not in one of those stop positions, which to me makes me believe that the column 1 is jammed. So we're going to learn out later it's not. So what I'm going to do real quick though is I'm going to take all the Mountain Dews out of column 1. I'm going to skip over that here in the editing process. And I'm going to make sure there's no jam in there. And I took it all the way down to the bottom, couldn't find any jams, but I do have to move that motor around. What I want to do is I want to get that, that switch into one of those stop positions. And I'm going to try to do some motor tests. So again, I'm going to just bounce all around trying to fix the problem. Again, I'm a little cloudy. I don't remember exactly what I need to do because I've been off for 2 weeks basically is what it means. So again, I wasn't thinking clearly. I wasn't getting everything done the right way I needed to do. And I'm, looking back, I was pretty silly. The solution has nothing to do with any of this stuff. And if you recall in a previous video, we actually diagnosed this problem in the past and fixed it, but we did have to go to a hardware store for a part and then come back to fix this machine. And that's exactly what we're gonna have to do in this video as well. So again, I'm still kind of clueless, kind of scratching my head on this one, not remembering what I need to do to fix this. But after a while, it just kind of clicks. But again, I'm still messing with the motors. I'm trying to make sure that everything is good. I'm hitting the brake. I'm just figuring out what the heck's going on. Nothing seems to be making any changes or showing any signs of progress as I'm going through this process. So again, I'm going to keep testing buttons. I'm going to keep doing things like that. But ultimately, what I'm going to need to do is open up that main board cover and check the fuses, because that's exactly what the problem was so many videos ago when all the columns were showing as jammed or sold out or try another selection. It was the problem was my fuse for my motors. It's the F2 fuse. It's the one in the middle of that circuit board. And that's exactly what the problem is here in this video too, but I'm still not getting it. My mind wasn't working. Again, this is my first day back on the vending route after my 2 weeks off. So again, I was a bit cloudy. I was a bit rusty. I wasn't remembering what I needed to do in order to fix the problem. So again, I'm going to scratch my head a little bit. Ultimately, I'm going to move all those Mountain Dews back to column number 1. And you're going to see I had one that didn't want to play nice. We'll talk about that in a minute here as that happens, and we're about to get to that part. But so while we're doing all this, guys, I do want to remind you, make sure you subscribe to Galaxy Games 843 right here on YouTube. We do vending content usually 2 to 3 times per week. Plus we do shorts and a live stream and all kinds of cool stuff. We just passed 32,000 subscribers and we're trying to grow the channel. So if you haven't done so yet, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also click the bell notification too. So that way you get notified when new videos, live streams, all that good stuff goes live. Also, while you're down there, make sure you smash that like button. It helps other users find the channel. And we would really appreciate your help with that. It really does help out the channel. All right. So again, I repower cycled the machine to see if that made any difference. And again, I'm not remembering what I need to do in this case. So I'm going to go move all the Mountain Dews back. But while we're doing that, I had one jump, and look at that, guys. It's spraying everywhere. Mountain Dew sprayed all over the sidewalk, all over the ground, all over me. So that was a problem, but I thought I'd keep it in the video because I know everybody likes to see when vending keeps it real. You know what I mean? And this kind of stuff happens. You're going to get a soda shower from time to time. So I did want to keep that in the video. But again, we're going to move all those Mountain Dews back to column 1 because I'm realizing that is not the problem. So let's go and move all those Mountain Dews back to column 1. And once we get that done, what I need to do now is take off that cover, but I'm not sure if I have any tools with me. I was just assuming it was a coin jam. So I'm checking for a screwdriver here because I want to make sure that fuse is the culprit. And I'm quickly realizing I don't have any tools with me. Usually I keep at least a Phillips head screwdriver in the vending truck. But again, I was just on vacation for 2 weeks. So therefore, let's lock the machine up. Let's head over to the hardware store. We'll grab a fuse because I know that's what the problem is. And then we'll just come back. And so here we are. We're back a couple hours later because I was the first part of the video was shot on my lunch break. This part 2 right here is shot after my regular work. So let's go ahead and open the machine up. We're going to power it off because anytime we're working with electronics and fuses, we want to make sure the machine is powered off. So that way we're not damaging any of the electronics inside the machine. All right, opening up, and then first thing I'm going to do is take off that cover to the main circuit board, because that is going to be where our blown fuse is. So in this machine, this is a Dixie Narco 501E. This one is located right here under this metal cover here on the middle brace of the door. It's just 2 screws. So let me go and remove those 2 screws, and then that whole metal piece just kind of comes off. And I don't know if you'll see it here, but I quickly realized there was a spider hiding in there, and it took off. Kind of caught me off guard. But that seems to be the case sometimes when you have outdoor machines like this. And then let's go ahead and pop that middle fuse out. This is the F2 fuse. It's a 6 amp fast acting fuse, the smaller size. And we did kind of more detail how we replaced that in the previous video, but you can see it's definitely toasty. That fuse is blown out. So here we go. We've got some replacement fuses right here that I got from Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware had them in stock. You got to find them in the electric aisle, like with the light bulbs and stuff like that. So that's where they're at in my Ace Hardware. Your Ace Hardware might be a little bit different, but this is where mine was. So let's go ahead and replace the fuse. We'll power the machine back up. We'll do a test vend, make sure all is well. And then after we get that taken care of, we'll start stocking up the machine. And then of course, at the very end of the video, we'll collect the money from this machine. Now I gotta say, due to the cold weather, the rainy weather, and the machine being down, this collection is not going to be as good as what you normally see from this location. I was pretty disappointed actually with the collection from this video, but it is what it is. Sometimes things like that just happen, and unfortunately it happened while I was traveling, and I didn't really, it was kind of at the end of my trip too, so I didn't quite realize how big of a problem this really was. That's why, another reason why I didn't call one of my friends to go, open the machine up and check it, because it was kind of at the end of my trip anyway, so it just kind of all worked out for me to just go check it when I got back. So, all right, let's power the machine back up. And let's make sure that, again, the fuse, it was the problem, that it's working properly, that we're gonna do a test vend. I'm gonna close the door. Everything looks good in there. I did have some trash there in the condenser, so I pulled that out. We'll throw that away off camera as well. And so coin mech, no lights flashing. Dollar bill acceptor, no lights flashing. On the front of the machine, I don't have any errors or sold out or try another selection. But again, this machine is still booting up. Right now we're waiting for that Nayax credit card reader to boot up. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Nayax test card to vend a soda. And what are we doing here? Looks like I'm hitting the front door switch. I think I wanted to hit that menu switch or whatever just to make sure there were no jammed column errors. Because again, that is what the big problem was for us when we were first going into this machine. It was all the columns were saying jammed. And we know now that that is not the case. Okay, let's go do a test vend. I'm going to use my Nayax test card here to authorize a transaction. There we go. I'm going to try to vend a Mountain Dew because we know the column 1 was showing as jammed, and we fixed that cam and all is good. We just vended the Mountain Dew. So the fuse definitely fixed our problem. So all is good. So now we're already 13 minutes into this video. We can get into the actual vending stocking and the actual vending collection. So check that problem off the list as fixed, as corrected, as good to go. Let's get into stocking up the machine. So while I'm stocking up the machine, I gotta ask guys, how is your vending business doing? You know, I've been traveling for 2 weeks. So again, mine needs a lot of attention right now. I need to go visit all my locations. I need to stock up a bunch of machines. I need to collect a bunch of money. And there's going to be lots of great videos on the way from the Galaxy Games 843 YouTube channel right here on YouTube. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. So talking about some future videos, upcoming, we are going to the barbershop. We are going to the truck accessory shop. We are losing the brewery location. So that you'll see a video of us kind of taking the machine out of there, doing the final collection. We talked about that on our live stream, and at the end of our midweek video, while I was traveling, the brewery called me and let me know, unfortunately, we need to remove our machine, so we are losing that location. Basically what has happened is they've signed an exclusive contract with a food truck service, so they're going to have a food truck on site every day there, and ultimately, I don't like to talk ill about anyone, but ultimately I think that food truck company is probably going to be upset because if their food truck sales go anything like how our vending sales went there, they're not going to be very happy. I'm honestly not upset that we're losing that location. It was one of our lowest performing locations, and it was the farthest away from our route. It was the furthest one away from our home base here. So again, I'm not super upset. What I'm probably going to do is bring that machine back to the shop, give it a rework, make sure all is good to go. I'm going to replace one of the trays, because they're all snack trays. I think I'm going to replace one of those trays with a candy tray. And I think that machine will probably end up going to the diesel garage, because they need a full-size snack machine there. Once that's done, I'll pull the combo machine out of that. I'll probably unload the combo machine. It's probably going to get sold or something like that. But before I do, I will remove that credit card reader from that machine. And I think that credit card reader is going to end up going to our game store location for one of those machines. Now, I've got big plans for the game store. Basically, there's some new machines coming out. You may have seen the Pokemon trading card and capsule machine, the electronic bulk vending machine from candymachines.com coming. We kind of highlighted it at the Vegas show. That's due to come out this summer. And also our friends over at Quick Play announced a new machine called the Key Catcher coming out with candymachines.com as well. So I think those two machines are going to be some new machines that we're going to be ordering for that game store location. And my plan is to eliminate the separate bulk trading card machine there and the separate Pokeball machine there. Combine them into one with this whole new electronic bulk vending machine. It'll have the trading cards on the top, the Pokeballs on the bottom. It'll take cash, not just quarters. It'll take the Nayax credit card reader, so that you can't go wrong with that. And then this key catcher machine, I think I'm going to use that to replace the stacker machine, and we're going to do a real Pokemon themed machine out of that too. Also Nayax credit card reader on that, and then probably the Nayax credit card reader that's currently at the diesel garage can go on the barber cut machine there. So lots of changes coming. Unfortunately, they probably won't be coming until the end of summer for that location though, but I'm super excited to take that location to the next level. It's going to be awesome. So if you guys want to see more content like that, if you guys are interested to see what happens or how we do, make sure you subscribe to Galaxy Games 843 so that way you are in the know when those changes take place and what the results equal out to be. All right. Let's talk about Nayax real quick, because we haven't talked about Nayax in a few videos. So Nayax is a credit card reader company, but they also help you with your inventory management of your vending machines. And that's one of the reasons why I love Nayax. So I knew this machine had a problem because I was checking my Nayax app and I saw that there weren't any sales in this machine for a couple days. So I knew I needed to get to this machine to see what the heck was going on, what the problem was, in order to create a resolution. So Nayax is, again, a credit card reading company, so you can actually take cashless payments on your vending machines using Nayax. But it also, it's great for pre-kitting. You know exactly what to bring with you when it's time to go stock up your machine, because they do also offer an inventory management system within their app. So if you want to get some Nayax credit card readers for your machines, we can definitely save you some cash. All you got to do is go to shop.nayax.com, add your VPOS Touch credit card readers to your carts, and when checking out, make sure you use the checkout code GalaxyGames843 to take instant money off your bill. All right, with that said, we are all stocked up in our vending machine. It's time to collect the money. Now remember, I said it's not going to be as good as what you're normally used to seeing in this machine. We did have some problems, we did have some bad weather, and therefore our sales were much, much lower. So let's start off with those coins, and we usually have a big coin waterfall, but just kind of a small coin waterfall today. Not too much there. We'll go ahead and do the dollar bills out of the dollar bill acceptor next. And again, remember, this machine was down, so therefore it's going to be smaller there as well too. So total amount collected, this is just about 2 weeks due to the problems and the weather, only $68. So guys, I like to keep it real. I like to show you when we have good days and when we have bad days, so that way you know exactly what to expect. If you're starting a vending business, this is one of the not as good days. So it happens, guys. Just remember that. It's not always giant stacks of money coming out of your vending machines. So when you're getting into the vending business, make sure you know it's not always giant stacks of money. All right, guys, with that said, we're going to wrap this video up right here. We're going to get our machine locked up, clean up our work area, and move back onto the vending shop. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's wrap this video up right here. Hey guys, thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. Don't forget to register to win that Galaxy Claw machine from azamusements.com. All the information is found down in the description of this video. All right, guys, with that said, we're going to wrap this video up right here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. But with that said, guys, this is Matt with Galaxy Games 843. We'll see you next time.